feeling of loading up the night before. Punching the season's first hole.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our recap video. Right now, Sioux City and Madison just got done with. Yes, indeed, they did. So, we'll be taking a look at that recap as well as recapping some other scores throughout the rest of the country. And we will also have some, some other news as well. We'll get started right away. Now, as you know, Sioux City and Muskegon, or it's not Sioux City and Muskegon, Sioux City and Madison, another similarly named M team in the East, got together tonight. Of course, Muskie's coming into this with 5 straight losses. They really can't afford a 6th one right now, to be honest. They just can't. So, safe to say, it was quite interesting. We'll just say that. Probably one of the craziest games of the whole entire year, really. Honest to God, it was. It was just that crazy. So, let's get started with the highlights for that right now. Alright, it only took 38 seconds to get the game's first goal, and that was by Bobby Cowan. So, there you go. For Madison, assisted by Mason, Mo, and Jackson Nevers, who was a new addition to the team this week. Just like that, it was 1-0, just 38 seconds in. If that's not sad enough, then oh, good Lord in heaven. That's all I gotta say about that one. So we'll move on now. Figure this out, because I might need some pronunciations here for Madison. And then, 3:37 mark, Landon Gunderson scored to tie the game up, just like that. Then at the 4:02 mark, Bobby Cowan scored again. Cowan's a coward from Igor Barabanov. That made it a 2-1 game for Madison, and then it was only 24 seconds. Madison scored again. Finn Brink from Mason, Mo, and Riker Lee. That made it a 3-1 game. 7:11 mark. Madison scores yet again. Jackson Nevers from Jet Kawaja. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Kawaja. So I was close. So that made it a 4-1 game. Madison leading. That just cannot happen. I'm sorry, that just cannot happen. 7:40 mark. Finn Brink, 2 minutes for slashing. So Muskie's running the power play just like that. And then at the 8:28 mark, Nicholas Sikora scored from Giacomo Martino on the power play. So that made it a 4-2 game. Of course, Sikora, one of the new additions to this team. And Dallas Yu, he is in this game as well. So, we got 2 new additions to the team. And he was lined up with that first line, and that went extremely well. Really good. 12:42 mark, Finn Brink scores. Oh, wait, I forgot a penalty. 10:14 mark, Justin Stupka, 2 minutes for Hooker. Now, 12:42, Madison with Finn Brink in the league, assisted by Igor Barabanov and Charlie Michaud. I think that's how you pronounce it. Michaud. That made it a 5-2 game on the power play. And then at the 13:14 mark, Nicholas Sikora scores an unassisted goal, 5-3. Drake Murray, 18:53 mark, scored another unassisted goal. So just like that, Madison was leading 5-4 at the end of one period. That is just crazy. Second period, 6 minutes in, Colton Jameson scored from Ian Scherzer and Drew Waterfield. That made it, a 6-4 game. 10:49 mark, once we get to the penalties here. Landon Gunderson got 2 minutes for cross-checking. 14:05, Liam Hupka, 2 minutes for slashing. 14:44 mark, Aiden Long got a 2-minute penalty for slashing. However, Bobby Cowan got a 10-minute misconduct. So he must have said some really bad things in order to get that. Then at the 15:31 mark, Joe Mentz went in for too many men on the ice. That hurt. And then at the 16:46 mark, Mason Mo scored on the power play from Aiden Shirley. So it was 7-4 Madison at the end of 2. We head now to the third, and then Liam Hupka scores at the 6:11 mark. That made it 7-5. And then it was later, I'll tell you that much. 17:07 mark, Luke Gary scores unassisted to make it a 7-6 game with 2:53 left to go in the game. However, though, they could not cash in. In fact, one save by A.J. White, a former Musketeer, might have saved the day for Madison. Honest to God, it did. No doubt about it. So, yeah, so 7-6, Sioux City lost another one. They now go to 8-0-2. And I'll tell you one thing, that hurts. I'll tell you that much. That definitely stings. Oh, okay. But hey, honestly, they held up pretty damn good against Madison. So, hey, I mean, what can I say? Except for it's going to be a damn good game tomorrow night. I'll tell you that much. We'll get to more on that here in a second. All right, now we had originally, what the plan was that we were going to go to Pease Pizza and kind of see, what's going to happen. Because we were thinking, because we saw a comment earlier on in the season when they had the Fall Classic stuff at Pease that they were going to have all the away games, at least broadcast. Well, not like broadcast them, but like put them on TVs. That was what we thought was going to happen. However, though, what ended up happening was that we went there tonight, and I guess South Dakota State volleyball is going on. And one of the local schools, since we live in Sioux City, Iowa, we were in Dakota Dunes, South Dakota, which basically is just across. That's my Bluetooth speaker. That scared the crap out of me. All we had to do was just skip across the river, and we're in Dakota Dunes. So, yeah, it's really not that bad of a drive. It's basically going to downtown without just going a little bit further out, if that makes sense. So, yeah, we did that. However, though, it really was not worth it because we didn't get to watch the game. Instead, we had to watch state volleyball. So, yeah. And then even when state volleyball was over, they turned it to the University of South Dakota basketball game on all the TVs, so that was just a little. So I think they, honest to God, tried scamming us, but I kind of figured it wasn't going to happen because they had only announced the watch parties for like the Fall Classic, so we, there really wasn't any confirmation of, oh hey, go to Pease and watch our away games. So I think that's why we didn't show it. I think because what the plan was going to be was that we were gonna, if the plan worked and they do indeed show the games, so we were maybe going to do once a month a game from Pease, one of the away games from Pease. However, though, that probably will not happen now because of, well, that obviously. So yeah, I know, a little bit sad, but you know what can I do except complain? I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, that was kind of sad. Sorry, I'm tired. I've been up since 5:30 this morning, and it's 9:30, so 16 hours I've been up. So, yeah, because I didn't want to write an essay that I had due today for a test grade, so, yeah. So, yeah, that was really... I mean, hey, I still got like 7 hours, so I feel good about that, we'll just say. I should get probably about 10 or 11 tonight. But back to what I was saying. So, yeah, unfortunately that experiment failed. We're just going to have to wait till the playoffs, unfortunately. So, yeah. Although it would probably be way more fun in the playoffs anyway, because then the whole building is full of Musketeer fans, and, So, yeah. In fact, they should, honest to God, just close down the restaurant. Like, lock us in. Like, you could still get out if you open the doors and go out, but, like, you're not getting back in. I'll just say that. So, yeah. Yeah. Or you're just gonna have to wait a really long time for a table. I don't know. Yeah, I think we'll wait till the postseason in order to do games from Pease Pizza, which is fine with me. So, yeah, we'll get to some scores now from across the nation. Well, oh crap, then I exited that out. All right, here we go. Wow, Green Bay beat Team USA in overtime 5-4. That was interesting. We're starting out with the USA here. Muskegon beat Sioux Falls in overtime 3-2. That was a big win for them. I mean, I honestly expected that. Yeah, that was going to be a close game. Final and shootout. I think I might have said overtime. So yeah, big victory for Muskegon there, and probably a tough loss for Sioux Falls. So. Oh well. Then Des Moines beat Chicago 6-3. Right now in overtime, Fargo's at Tri-City tied up at 5. Another game in overtime, the Beats at Cedar Rapids tied up at 3. Youngstown beat Omaha 3-1. And 1:48 left to go in the third period. Waterloo leads Lincoln 2-1. Boy, that would be a big thing for Waterloo if they were able to get it. NHL games, only 2 games on here on this Friday night. The Jets beat the Penguins 4-1, and right now currently the Ducks lead the Sabres by a score of 1-0. NBA scores here across the country. Right now 2:20 left to go in the first quarter. The Mavericks lead the Nuggets 28-20. Kings at the Clippers should be tipping off here shortly. Celtics beat the Wizards 108-96. 76ers beat the Nets 113-98. Warriors beat the Pelicans 112-108. Rockets beat the Trailblazers 116-88. Bulls beat the Hawks 136-122. And the Bucks beat the Pacers 129-117. Right now, college football tied up at 0 with 5:25 left to go in the first quarter. UNLV's at San Jose State tied up at 0. Alrighty, tomorrow night, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We will have college football action going on between Alabama and Oklahoma. I had to think about that for a second. So yeah, it'll be Alabama versus Oklahoma tomorrow night. Now, I think we'll be on the air at 7:45 p.m. because the game between Madison and Sioux City, puck drop is at, it's at 7 Central, so 8 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, which is an hour later than normal Saturday games. So because of that, we will be on the air at probably 7:45, because I've noticed with a lot of the Saturday night ABC games, even though they're scheduled for 7:30, they don't start until like 7:49. So yeah, just expect that tomorrow night we'll be on the air for that. So yeah, make sure you join us for that. We will see you all then tomorrow night. Good night.